colleague and our legal correspondent is joining us with more details on this. Anisha, some very, very important observations made by the Supreme Court today. When will it be taken up by the vacation bench?
Well, Ankit, we're still waiting for the written detailed order from the court to find out when the next date is going to be. But the court has said that there will be a vacation bench which is likely to take up the matter. The petitioners have also been given liberty to move the vacation bench for a hearing. What is going to be important to note is what the response from the centre as well as the Kisan unions is going to be. Remember, today nobody appeared in court for the Kisan unions. There was only one lawyer present in the court who claimed to be from one of the Kisan union factions, from the Bharatiya Kisan Union's Bhanu Pratap faction, but he was not part of the negotiations, and in fact the Solicitor General said that he does not have the standing to speak for the Kisan unions because he's filed a separate petition altogether. However, what the court has said clearly is that at this stage they're not passing any orders to remove the protesters, but they've cautioned the protesters that there should not be any violence, there should not be any destruction of property, and you cannot hold a city hostage indefinitely. Court has also suggested that the government take some more steps to bring the farmers to the table for a negotiation. In fact, they even questioned whether it is possible to hold the laws in abeyance, that you don't implement the laws at this moment, so that the farmers get some sort of reassurance. Of course, the Attorney General and the Solicitor General objected to that. They said that this cannot be done because that will send a message that we're caving and the farmers may just refuse to come forward for the negotiation now. But with a lot of suggestions such as this, the committee of experts and this, a lot that needs to be seen what happens next. Back to you.
And at least at this point of time, the situation on the ground remains as it was, in fact, today. So, Anisha, thank you for joining us with all those details. I'm being joined by Sudesh Verma of the Bharatiya Janata Party. We also have Saurabh Bharadwaj of the Aam Aadmi Party. Master Shivraj Singh, president of the BKU, Bharatiya Kisan Union, is also joining us on the broadcast. Welcome all three of you gentlemen and thank you for joining us here on India Today. I just want to start with you, Sudesh Verma ji. The Supreme Court in one of the observations very clearly said that the government so far has not been successful in the talks for sure. Isn't this an indictment of the central government's commitment to try and resolve this issue? Because what we see right now is no effort being made by the central government to in fact reach out to the farmers. It has been 21 days, sir, and in the last 7 to 8 days, there hasn't been any movement forward.
You see, what the Supreme Court said is a statement of fact that yes, talks, we have not been able to make headway. But it doesn't show that, the Supreme Court also doesn't say that efforts have not been made. Actually, government had 6 rounds of talks and government has said that we are ready to talk. Proposals have gone to the farmers, but as stated by Mr. Venugopal ji in the Supreme Court, you see, that is the correct situation. You cannot come with a demand asking for repeal of the law. You must understand the process. We can understand the sensitivity of the farmers, and that is why the government is trying to address those concerns, and all the concerns will be addressed, And when the law comes, the government, of course, the government will back because...
But the government... While the farmers are stuck onto their demand, repeal or nothing, the government is also saying we won't repeal, but we can talk. So it seems that both the sides have almost a similar kind of view. The government can also say, even if it is about repealing, but come to the talking table first. You are also coming out and making statement after statement that there is absolutely no question of repealing the laws. Something that the Supreme Court also said, why don't you consider putting them on hold? At least it will have some leeway. Imagine the farmers, sir, 20 farmers have died in the cold.
I'll try to explain. You see, Supreme Court's observation that the centre should think of putting it on hold, that is something which the central government has to take a call on that. But the fact remains that we are ready to answer every concern. Because if there are any apprehensions, if there are any fears, the government is ready to address. And that is how the country runs, isn't it? You have to specify which point in the law, which point in the legislation you have a problem with, and how can it be addressed. The government will come with a proposal. But if you say, no, first scrap the law, and then only, it's not something, yes or no kind of solutions doesn't happen in democracy.
Okay, I mean, that's a hard line. There should no sort of solution don't happen in a democracy, but at least at this point of time, the government willing to let the farmers be under the open roof, under the open sky. Master Shiraj